YouTube, my name is Octopus Joey, and in my Fairly Odd Parents Break Into Rules video, I talked about a level in the game called A Dog's Life. Well, my friend Nick from my live streams...
I was watching a dog eat pizza.
Yeah, him. My Fairly Odd Parents video made him think of a game called Dog's Life, and after he showed me some clips, I knew exactly what I had to do. I spent 20 bucks on this just so I could show you how screwed up it is. How can it be screwed up, you might ask? It's just a game about dogs, and the top review on Amazon says don't let the teen rating scare you. It's great for kids. Just watch. Preferably with adblock disabled. The game starts with a beautiful FMV opening cutscene that tells an amazing story. You're a dog named Jake. This is Daisy. Jake and Daisy are both captured. Jake escapes like 3 seconds later, making the entire part where he gets captured pointless. Time to play the game. There's a bark button that has no cooldown. I like this game already. This game is a 3D collectathon platformer, and your main collectible is bones, and your other collectibles are smells. Yes, smells. If you can't tell, this game is full of charm.
Woohoo! I smell underpants.
I said charm.
Gosh, armpits.
Charm!
A peeing game.
Did I say charm? What I really meant was that all media involving talking dogs should be thrown into a fire, never to be talked about or remembered ever again. When you make a dog character that acts like a dog but thinks like a human, it's just awkward.
Oh, I just love the smell of toe jam in the morning.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
But then again, it opens up so many opportunities for jokes that are classy, and highbrow, and other words that are used by people who have more money than me. The worst part of the smell mechanic is that you can only collect smells in first person, and you need to collect them in order to get enough bones to beat the game. But who needs to be able to see around them to collect things? Let's just make the game a first-person smeller. Every area has 50 purple smells, which when collected gets you a bone. There are also some other colors of smells, and when you collect them all, you get to play a minigame with another dog in order to get a bone, or just be able to control that dog. There's one dog that you can control in every level, usually just to collect another bone. The minigames aren't very good. There's a racing minigame, which is okay, although very easy. There's the P marking game, which, first of all, isn't funny or charming in any way for reasons that I already mentioned, and second, it's terrible from a design standpoint. Peeing on a specific target... Should I even finish this line? Should I even finish this video? Peeing on a specific target only works when it wants to. Except for the AI. It always works for the AI. There's also a stupid memory game, a button-mashing tug-of-war game, and a digging competition, which is playable but not fun. And a game where you have to catch the dog, which is just a big joke. It's so freaking easy, you can do it in like 3 seconds. There are also smells where when you collect one, you have to collect the rest within a time limit. This isn't a bad concept, but sometimes you can't see where the other smells are, so it's really just a bunch of trial and error. Generally, all the games where you compete with other dogs will be very easy if you have enough bones. Every dog you compete against has a certain amount of bones, and if you have more bones than they do, playing minigames against them will be very easy. Honestly, if you collect all the bones lying around and do all the easy minigames early, the game stays consistently very easy. Can I just point out how terrible the voice acting is?
Check out what happens when you bark at a chicken.
Wow, you are one clever little dude.
Must play with ball.
Wait! Look! At last!
I ain't been the same since that tree fell on my head.
Hey there, doggy.
Well, bless my soul, this wig makes me all shook up.
Also, the controls are complete garbage for any sort of precision or platforming. It's very hard to stop quickly, which is terrible because you need to sometimes. Also, you can't turn around quickly. If you try, you'll just start slowly walking backwards. And the jump is the worst part. In most games, you press a button to jump and you get to control where you land. In this game, when you press the jump button, Jake jumps in a set arc, unless there's a platform right in front of you that he'll automatically jump to. Of course, this automatic jump system only works when it wants to, and as such, platforming in this game is garbage. Either you miss your jump, or Jake just tells you he doesn't want to. Luckily, there isn't that much platforming in the game, but some seemingly simple things, such as getting on top of a log, can be very frustrating. There are 3 different main areas, or worlds if you prefer. Clarksville, Lake Minnewawa, and Boom City. Each one contains a few smaller areas, each with its own collectibles and objectives. The fact that there are only 3 big worlds leads to the entire setting just feeling kind of bland after a while. It's nothing but green area, ice area, and city area. Great variety you got there. Clarksville is where you start out, and it's pretty easy to find all or most of the bones in these areas. And I would recommend doing so because Lake Minnewawa is much worse. First of all, this game has the worst ice physics I've seen in any game ever. I know that ice is supposed to be slippery, but it's not supposed to be literally impossible to control yourself on ice. Stopping and turning around literally takes up to 10 seconds. And the best part is that there are collectibles and minigames that require you to go out on the ice and be able to turn fairly quickly. The ski slope in Lake Minnewawa is pretty terrible. It's too big, the objectives are tedious, and I just don't like it. Also, the freaking mountain slide. In order to climb it, you have to dodge falling rocks, and it's sort of hard to see where they're gonna go next. However, the freaking death sound is the best I've heard in many, many years. A yawn. That's your reaction to being squished by a rock. A yawn. There's a minigame that you can play in the Minnewawa Hotel for a bone. I don't know if you're actually required to do it, but from a story perspective, it's how you're supposed to know to go to Boom City. You're supposed to pick up these rats and throw them in these garbage cans. But the throw button, like the jump button, seems to work in sort of a finicky auto-target way that doesn't work half the time. And it's pretty hard to catch these rats to begin with, especially when the camera is being really stupid. As for Boom City, I didn't really spend a lot of time there. You only need 91 bones to beat the game, and I already had 80 when I got there. But from what I did play of it, it was about the same as Clarksville, except maybe a little more confusing. But it was definitely way better than Lake Minnewawa. So if you want to skip a big part of Lake Minnewawa and spend a bunch of time in Boom City, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Up to this point, this game has been kind of bad. Questionable design choices everywhere, and in general, it's just not fun. Plus, half the bones are just lying around somewhere and you can find them very easily. But I didn't say at the beginning that this game was bad. I said that this game was screwed up. And if you thought that I only meant that because of the humor, just take a look at the story. As the story unfolds, we're introduced to Miss Peaches and these two poorly voice-acted winners, Wayne and Dwayne. Their names rhyme. It's funny. Laugh! Miss Peaches sent them out to capture some dogs. It's later revealed that the reason she's kidnapping dogs is because she wants to turn them into cat food by putting them in the big machine. First of all, that's stupid. Second of all, that's messed up. Third, would a cat even eat a dog? Well, I googled do cats eat dogs and didn't find the answer, but on the bright side I did find an article called The Truth About Avocados and Your Dog or Cat. So, that's a plus. I'd also like to point out how much detail Miss Peaches goes into about the dogs going through the big machine. And I quote, "I want them sliced, diced, and mashed." Don't let the teen rating scare you. Good for kids. At the end of the game, first you have to rescue 3 dogs by finding keys and unlocking cages. But this guard dog chases you the whole time, and if he catches you, you have to start over. It's not too hard, but the controls definitely make it worse. After that, the guard dog will only let you into the factory with the big machine if you have at least 91 bones. You find Daisy in there on a conveyor belt, and your goal is to turn off each part of the machine before Daisy gets to them. If you fail, Daisy gets turned into cat food and you have to start over. If you win, you save Daisy, and yeah, you beat the game. But uh-oh, Miss Peaches is gonna shoot you. Whatever can you do? Jake farts, Miss Peaches falls into the machine because of it, and just watch.
Canning Miss Peaches cat food. Slicing, dicing, mashing. Miss Peaches is cat food.
Why is this voice even here? First of all, how did Miss Peaches fall from this platform into this closed-off conveyor belt without breaking the glass? Second, really? If dogs and cat food wasn't bad enough for you, now there's people cat food! Don't let the teen rating scare you! Great for kids! Third, Jake saved the day with a fart. Miss Peaches had a shotgun. Farts are more powerful than shotguns. Fourth, you destroy the big machine before Miss Peaches even gets there, so how exactly was she turned into cat food? Anyway, if you're wondering what happened to these amazing characters after this, the game tells you. These 2 characters that I didn't talk about did some things. Wayne and Dwayne opened a hyperallergenic pet grooming parlor because Wayne's only character trait is that he sneezes. And Jake and that other dog that doesn't have any voice acting. It was cheaper that way. They got together. How freaking sweet. And that's Dogs Live. It's a video game that costs money. The controls are bad, the mini games are bad, the music gets tiresome very quickly, and everything about the game is just tedious. And the story tried way too hard to be dark, and is just laughable as a result. If you're wondering whether or not I recommend you buy this game, you know what I recommend you do? I recommend that you spend money on this, put it on a shelf somewhere, and stare at it every day knowing that you spent money on something that you can get no enjoyment out of. My name is Octopus Joey. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and click either of the videos on screen for more. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/octojoey and follow me on social media at twitter.com/octojoey and facebook.com/octopusjoey.